Each week we bring you stories of athletes who have overcome adversity in their lives to succeed in school and in sports. This week we have a very special story about a young man called Fluffy.
That's right, Robert. Fluffy is a 15-year-old undefeated boxer from Pittsburgh, but the incredible part starts when he was just 6 months old.
Dedication, discipline, desire. The 3 Ds of boxing Coach Gary Sullinger promotes at the Community Youth Center. The 3 characteristics of 15-year-old Jose Delgado Jr.
He kind of took the boxing like a duck to water. To me, he's unique in the fact that in my 25 years, I've never seen a kid like him. I've never seen a kid that's had to deal with the physical adversity that he's had to deal with and overcome it with such a great attitude.
Jose has spent much of his life in the hospital. It all started at just 6 months old. Jose was in a car with his family when there was a terrible accident. Jose's right leg was almost completely severed, hanging on by just a few nerves below his knee. He was rushed to UCLA Medical Center, where a team of doctors reattached Jose's leg.
It's true, not a lot of kids have to go through this, but I guess it was me, but I'm proud. I'm proud of how I am. I'm glad to my friends. It doesn't bother me no more, the surgeries.
Friday Night Fight!
It's fight night at the 3rd Street Gym in San Francisco. Amateurs from all over the state are here for a night of boxing. Jose Delgado is one of tonight's fighters. Gary, his coach, is also here and will be in his corner for tonight's fight. Gary is nervous. Jose is 9-0, but this fight will be different. His opponent has 20 fights under his belt. This one will be a battle for Jose. Jose has endured 35 surgeries on his right leg, causing him to be inactive and overweight most of his life, earning him the nickname Fluffy. 2 years ago, Fluffy came to CYC with the desire to make his life better.
In this game especially, I've learned never to underestimate people, but with him it kind of even went beyond that. We hoped that he had enough to work with just to be physically active and get in some kind of decent physical health. The thought of competition never entered my mind.
One day I told Gary I wanted to get my license. He was like, well, if you want to do that, you got to lose all this weight. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go for it, even if it's hard for me.
When Fluffy first showed up to CYC, he was 4'11" and 174 pounds, severely overweight.
I got used to the nickname. First they called me Gus Gus because they said I looked like that mouse from the Cinderella story.
One of our more experienced boxers that at the time said he looked a lot like the Michelin Man, kind of round and puffy.
They started calling me Fluffy because they said I looked like a soft pillow.
Fluffy wasn't going to let these verbal jabs knock him down. Over the past 2 years, he lost 60 pounds and now competes in the 114-pound amateur weight class.
Most unique thing I can say about Fluffy is I've never seen a kid that young so dedicated to turning their life around that early on. He has dreams of making things better for his family through boxing. And I mean, how many 13, 14-year-old kids do you know that even care about that kind of stuff?
And the home of the brave.
One reason Gary decided to take this fight for Fluffy is the young fighter will undergo his 36th surgery in just a few weeks. Fluffy limps towards the ring, his leg feeling especially sore tonight. As the crowd separates, this 5'4", 114-pound fighter enters the ring for his 10th fight. Gary by his side, a packed house knows little about the past of this courageous fighter as he steps onto the canvas for his biggest test yet.
Strategy, I go with hope and knock him out if I can.
Before Fluffy started boxing, his right leg was shorter and weaker than his left. Fluffy wasn't going to let this knock him out of the sport he loves. Instead, he came out swinging.
I saw everybody started like their stance was right, so I just put myself to that right hand.
We realized that he couldn't set down and drive off of his right leg, which would have been his back leg. That's the power leg. And that there came the idea to turn him around to southpaw.
I have more advantage now because I could move faster.
The shortcoming that he has on his right leg, I think he makes up for it in hand speed, in determination, in just pure heart in the ring.
A member of CYC Boxing, welcome to 3rd Street, Jose Delgado.
As the fight begins, it's clear Fluffy is in the fight of his life. As you watch him battle, throwing punches and taking punches, you almost forget what he has overcome to get to this point. The crowd cheers as the two warriors go toe-to-toe, just like any other competitive fight between two top competitors. The first round ends. It's a good round for Fluffy.
My favorite thing about boxing is I get my anger out. It keeps my mind off of everything.
Because of the accident and all of the surgeries, Fluffy is constantly dealing with unbearable pain and is frequently in and out of hospitals.
There was a difficult part time where the metals got stuck to my skin that my mom had to pull it out. It was pretty hard. I was in the hospital for 2 years when this happened.
Round 2 is close. Fluffy is hit as much as he hits, and the crowd is into it.
Gary's like the main, we pay attention to Gary. We listen to everything Gary says. He's always there for us in the corner. He tells us not to give up. He's basically like a second father.
As the fighters meet for the third round, the outcome is in doubt. Fluffy somehow finds the energy to start pouring it on, scoring with a flurry of punches he hopes will give him enough points to win the fight.
Didn't imagine it in my wildest dreams. When he first started showing interest in competing, I had visions of him maybe having enough fun with it to hopefully maybe find a bout or two here and there that he could win to keep him motivated enough through the losses, but so far that hasn't been a problem.
As the fight ends, Fluffy is confident. The crowd is buzzing over what they have just seen. A great fight between two fine fighters. Their future in the hands of the judges. Fluffy, always modest, walks meekly to center ring for the announcement.
This is straight decision for your winner, Delgado.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's amazing because I never thought of me seeing me like this. I thought of me still being fat until now, but I really want to go professional, stay with boxing, but it depends what's going on right now with my surgeries and stuff. But my dream is to go a professional boxer.
Fluffy is now recovering from his 36th surgery, all to adjust repairs made to his severed leg. The surgery went well, and Fluffy hopes to be back in training within the next few weeks.
Just an incredible story. Such a great young man and very mature about what he's going through. And I know Gary and everyone at the youth center is very proud of him. Just an incredible story. Very charismatic young man and doing a great job.
Every time he smiled, it made me smile.
Yeah, it was great to meet.
Coming up